The Namibian Constitution, narrated by Apple Light. Chapter 9, The Administration of Justice. Part 2. Article 83, Lower Courts. 1. Lower courts shall be established by Act of Parliament and shall have the jurisdiction and adopt the procedures prescribed by such Act and regulations made thereunder. 2. Lower courts shall be presided over by magistrates or other judicial officers appointed in accordance with procedures prescribed by Act of Parliament. 3. A Magistrates' Commission responsible for the transfer, discipline, removal, remuneration, and other conditions of service of magistrates, subject to this Constitution, shall be established by Act of Parliament, which Act shall further describe its powers, functions, and duties. Open bracket. Subarticle 3 is inserted by the Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014, which provides the following transitional provision in Section 45.1. Quote, the Magistrates Act 2003, open bracket, Act Number 3 of 2003, close bracket, is deemed to have been enacted in terms of Article 83.3 of the Namibian Constitution, close quote, close bracket. 4. Further commissions may be established by Act of Parliament to regulate matters relating to such other lower courts as may be established by Act of Parliament. Open bracket. Subarticle 4 is inserted by the Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014. Close bracket. Article 84. Removal of judges from office. 1. A judge may be removed from office before the expiry of his or her tenure only by the President acting on the recommendation of the Judicial Service Commission. 2. Judges may only be removed from office on the ground of mental incapacity or for gross misconduct and in accordance with the provisions of Subarticle 3 hereof. If the Judicial Service Commission considers that the question of removing a judge of the Supreme Court or the High Court under this article ought to be investigated, it shall establish a tribunal which a. shall consist of a chairperson and not less than 2 other members who hold or have held judicial office, b. shall inquire into the matter and report on the facts thereof to the Judicial Service Commission, and c. if the Judicial Service Commission, after due deliberation, advises the President to remove the judge for any reason referred to in Subarticle 2, the President must remove such judges from office. The President must remove such judge from office. Open bracket. Subarticle 3 is substituted by the Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014, close bracket. 4. If the deliberations of the Judicial Service Commission pursuant to this article involve the conduct of a member of the Judicial Service Commission, such judge shall not participate in the deliberations, and the President shall appoint another judge to fill such vacancy. 5. The Judicial Service Commission may, before establishing a tribunal in terms of Subarticle 3, recommend to the President to suspend the judge under investigation from office, pending the outcome of the inquiry by the tribunal, provided that the President may, on the recommendation of the Judicial Service Commission, revoke any suspension. Open bracket. Subarticle 5 is substituted by the Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014, close bracket. Article 85. The Judicial Service Commission. 1. There shall be a Judicial Service Commission consisting of the Chief Justice, the Deputy Chief Justice, the Attorney General, and 2 members of the legal profession nominated in accordance with the provisions of an Act of Parliament by the professional organization or organizations representing the interests of the legal profession in Namibia. Open bracket. Subarticle 1 is amended by the Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014. Close bracket. 2. The Judicial Service Commission shall perform such functions as are prescribed for it by this Constitution or any other law. 3. The Judicial Service Commission shall be entitled to make such rules and regulations for the purposes of regulating its procedures and functions as are not inconsistent with this Constitution or any other law. 4. Any casual vacancy in the Judicial Service Commission may be filled by the Chief Justice or in his or her absence by the Deputy Chief Justice. Open bracket. Subarticle 4 is amended by the Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014. Close bracket. 5. A quorum at a meeting of the Judicial Service Commission shall be 3 members. Open bracket. Subarticle 5 is inserted by the Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014. Close bracket. Article 86. The Attorney General. There shall be an Attorney General appointed by the President in accordance with the provisions of Article 32(3)(1) cc hereof. Open bracket. The cross-reference in this article is now incorrect. It shall refer to Article 32(3)(1) EE, which, open bracket, as amended in 2014, close bracket, concerns the appointment of the Attorney General, close bracket. Article 87. Powers and functions of the Attorney General. The powers and functions of the Attorney General shall be: A. To exercise the final responsibility for the office of the Prosecutor General. B. To be the principal legal advisor to the President and Government. C. To take all action necessary for the protection and upholding of the Constitution. D. To perform all such functions and duties as may be assigned to the Attorney General by Act of Parliament. Article 88. The Prosecutor General. 1. There shall be a Prosecutor General appointed by the President on the recommendation of the Judicial Service Commission. No person shall be eligible for appointment as Prosecutor General unless such person, open bracket, the word, quote, commission, close quote, and the phrase, quote, Judicial Service Commission, close quote, is misspelled in the Government Gazette as reproduced above, close bracket. A. Possesses legal qualifications that would entitle him or her to practice in all the courts of Namibia. B. Is, by virtue of his or her experience, conscientiousness, and integrity, a fit and proper person to be entrusted with the responsibilities of the office of Prosecutor General. 2. The powers and functions of the Prosecutor General shall be: A. To prosecute, subject to the provisions of this Constitution, in the name of the Republic of Namibia in criminal proceedings. B. To prosecute and defend appeals in criminal proceedings in the High Court and the Supreme Court. C. To perform all functions relating to the exercise of such powers. D. To delegate to other officials, subject to his or her control and direction, authority to conduct criminal proceedings in any court. E. To perform all such other functions as may be assigned to him or her in terms of any other law. Article 88A. Removal of Prosecutor General from office. 1. The Prosecutor General may be removed from office before the expiry of his or her term of office by the President acting on the recommendation of the Judicial Service Commission. 2. The Prosecutor General may only be removed from office on the ground of incapacity or for gross misconduct, and in accordance with the provisions of Subarticle 3 hereof. 3. If the Judicial Service Commission considers that the question of removing the Prosecutor General under this article ought to be investigated, it shall establish a tribunal which a. shall consist of a chairperson and not less than 2 other members who hold or have held judicial office, b. shall inquire into the matter and report on the facts thereof to the Judicial Service Commission, and c. if after considering that report, the Judicial Service Commission, after due deliberation, recommends that the President removes the Prosecutor General for any reason referred to in Subarticle 2, the President must remove the Prosecutor General from office. Open bracket. Article 88A is inserted by the Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014. Close bracket. That concludes Chapter 9 of the Namibian Constitution. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful or informative, make sure to like and share. And of course, subscribe to the channel so that you are notified every time a new part or chapter is uploaded to the video series. Until the next one.